The Dark Days in Ekuri. Long ago, in the quiet village of Ekuri, life was peaceful, simple, and beautiful until something terrible began to happen. Children started disappearing. At first, people thought the missing children had wandered off and gotten lost in the forest. But after many days passed and none were found, fear spread like wildfire. Soon the truth came out. Kidnappers were stealing children. They hid deep in the forest, waiting for the right moment to strike. They used tricks, dangerous tricks. They would show children shiny, exotic fruits with glowing colors the villagers had never seen before. They would wave colorful candy sticks that sparkled in the sunlight. These things were magical to the children of Ekuri, who had never tasted such sweets. The kidnappers knew that children roaming alone in the forest or walking alone on their family farms were easy to lure. Sometimes they would pretend to be lost travelers. Sometimes they would act sick and ask the children for help. And sometimes, when parents were around, the kidnappers turned violent. They would hurt the parents and drag the children away screaming. The village fell into chaos. Mothers held their children day and night. Fathers sharpened cutlasses and built traps around their homes. Every evening, elders gathered in the village square, speaking in worried voices. How do we protect our children? They asked again and again. But no one had an answer. The family of Mr. Omo. In that troubled village lived a man called Mr. Omo, a strong farmer with a wise mind. He had 3 children. Peace, gentle and obedient. Kate, quick, smart, and brave. Sunny, stubborn but full of energy. He loved them more than life itself, and the thought of losing even one of them made his heart ache. One early morning, Mr. Omo called his children outside. The sky was still gray, birds barely awake. The children stood quietly before him, sensing that something serious was coming. My children, he began, voice low and heavy. You know what has been happening in Ekuri. Children are being taken. I will not let that happen to any of you. The children nodded, fear shining in their eyes. If ever a stranger comes near us while we are on the farm, he continued, I will send one of you home. If I send you, do not come back. Do not look back. Just run home. Peace swallowed hard. Kate's eyes widened. Sunny kicked the dirt nervously. Do you understand me? Mr. Omo asked again. Yes, Papa, they replied together. But he repeated it once more, looking straight into their eyes. No matter what I say, if I send you home, you must obey. They nodded again. They trusted their father completely. 1 week later, the family was walking on the farm. It was a warm afternoon, the sun sitting high above their heads. The farm hut stood quietly at the edge of the tall grass. Birds sang softly, and everything seemed peaceful. Then suddenly, a man appeared. He stepped out from behind a tree, wearing a strange smile. His clothes were dusty, and his eyes moved too quickly, left, right, left again, as if checking who was watching. Good afternoon, he said. Mr. Omo forced a calm smile. Good afternoon, traveler. Come, rest in my hut. You look tired. The children immediately felt something was wrong. Inside the hut, Mr. Omo offered the man some food. The stranger pretended to be friendly, but his eyes followed the children every time they moved. Mr. Omo saw it. The signal moment had come. He looked at Peace first. Peace, he said softly, go to the stream and bring water. Peace knew the instruction. She did not hesitate. She quietly picked up her water pot, stepped outside, then ran straight home without looking back. Minutes passed. Then 10. The stranger frowned. Your daughter is taking too long, he said. Mr. Omo smiled lightly. You know children, they love to play. Then he turned to Kate. Kate, go and check on your sister. She is wasting too much time. Kate immediately understood. She stood up and left the hut, walking quickly at first, then running the moment she reached the path home. The stranger's face tightened. Suspicion grew in his eyes. Mr. Omo pretended not to notice. He dipped his hand in the food and continued eating calmly. But the stranger stared at him. "Why do your children keep going home?" he asked slowly. Mr. Omo pretended to laugh. "Oh, they will be back soon. They always find a way to play before doing anything." But inside, his heart was pounding. He had one child left, Sunny. "Sunny," Mr. Omo said gently, "go and check on your sisters." Sunny looked at him and frowned. "No, Papa. I am tired, and I am hungry." Mr. Omo's heart raced. He needed Sunny to leave. So he gave him a small secret wink, one the children knew men do as I say. But Sunny did not understand. He asked loudly, "Papa, what is wrong with your eye? Why are you winking like that?" The stranger's eyes widened. His mouth tightened. Now he knew something was wrong. Mr. Omo felt sweat run down his back. He stood up slowly and said, "Please, let me check on them myself." The stranger nodded stiffly. Mr. Omo stepped outside. And the moment he was out of sight, he ran. He ran faster than he had ever run in his life. Branches scratched his arms. Leaves slapped his face. His feet pounded the dirt path as he raced home. He knew the stranger would soon realize the trick. He knew Sunny was still in danger. His heart beat like a drum. "Let me reach home, let me reach home, let my children be safe," he whispered as he ran. Mr. Omo had run a long distance when suddenly a cry split the quiet forest. "Father! Help! This man is taking me away." It was Sunny. The sound stabbed through Mr. Omo's heart like a blade. He stopped running. He looked back. He saw the stranger dragging Sunny through the trees, fighting to pull him away. For one moment, just one, Mr. Omo felt the weight of a terrible choice. His children were safe at home. Sunny had not obeyed. If he turned back, the other children would be at risk too. So Mr. Omo shouted with the loudest voice he had, "Obey your parents and your days will be long." His voice echoed through the forest. And everything went silent.